Is my mic on this time?
Is my mic on? Hello?
Is my mic on? Hi. Hey, Seminole State Library and
Information Jason here. Hi, everyone.
And today we are doing another research rally. We are back at school after being off for the Hurricane Ian and the aftermath of that event. So we do want to go ahead and extend our best wishes to all of our Seminole State family, students, staff, and faculty. However, you've been affected by this event. We hope that you are on the path to recovery, a good path to recovery.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to be talking today about 5 different tips to kind of bounce back and to make sure, that you stay on track. And that's for us too. We're faculty and the staff, and we were all, the college was closed and we had to rearrange schedules and meetings and classes and timelines. So, we're all humans. We're in the same boat. And for this, strange sort of occurrence, but as we live in Florida, the occurrence can happen at any time. So we have to be prepared, but we also have to make sure that we're putting our priorities in order, health and safety, and then thinking about coursework and stuff. So we'll talk about that and figure all of that stuff out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we have a couple viewers. So if you are here, if you and you need event credit, FYE credit, make sure to chat. Go ahead and comment and chat so we can make sure you get that. And thanks for watching live. And if you're on the replay, thanks for watching the replay, because these tips, the academic bounce back, this could apply based on like any number of events that could happen. I mean, we all went through COVID. That was one giant event that we all had to bounce back from, and are really kind of still regrouping. So this most recent hurricane, the next time it could be, hey Gabby, hey JC, it could be something else that comes along. So this is kind of like, hey, like these could apply in so many different circumstances. So let's go ahead and we'll get the first one up. Okay. All right, let's talk about this.
Yeah, something's got to give. And JC and Gabby, we'll get to you. Hopefully you're thinking of some questions or some different topics that you have, that you're curious about. And we'll get to that in just a moment. But Nicole, something's got to give. Something's got to give.
Things like that old people say, and it's like, what does that really mean? It means like, look, okay, you got a setback. You are not going to be able to have everything go exactly the way you would have wanted it to go. You're going to have to accept that maybe you don't have the time to do that extra credit because you wanted a 4.2 average GPA. Maybe you have to put that aside so that you can like finish an assignment that like you have to now get done in like half the time or something. So it's really like to have the grace with yourself to like to let it go. Like Elsa, let it go, yes, you got that reference.
That was good. I was hoping for a song. Usually I hear a song, so I'm not sure if you wanted to.
No, I am not gonna
let it go. Just let it go.
Yeah, no Adele Dazeeming going on here. Okay.
There we go.
Some of you may have got that reference out.
Did anyone get that reference?
Comment chat if you got that reference.
John Travolta. So what we're really talking about here is time management. You really have a very busy schedule. you're taking college courses. You might throw in a bunch of other things in there. You might be taking care of some children. You might have another job, a part-time job. You might have a full-time job. You might be doing this and trying to go to the gym and try to watch your Netflix show. And then you skip the gym and then you just watch Netflix and you eat some food and you go to sleep and then you come right back here and you're in college the very next day. And we're all right there with you, right, JC? And that will intensify depending on how many courses you're taking, right? And so we're imagining you're taking what, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 12, 170, 755 courses, right? That's a lot. And then, so something's got to give. How do we prioritize? And then think about if we're going to transfer to a 4-year university, Direct Connect, maybe UCF, something like that, we're probably going to take more classes. And those classes are probably going to get a little more difficult as we continue our learning journey. So number one, something's got to give. Look at your calendar. Look at your priorities, get your health straight, make sure you're safe, make sure your family's safe, but take a look at the time. Where are you focusing your time, especially when something like that, a hurricane's coming in, but also throughout your term, right? I mean, we've all signed a contract. We're here for this term. We're going to help you get the best grades that you possibly can get. We're here too. It's our schedules too. And we have to negotiate and we have to have good time management. So something's got to give.
Yeah. And there's some, like you mentioned, Jason, some non-negotiables like health and safety.
Priority.
And we're going to talk about actually some resources. This is, man, you set it up just so perfect.
There we go.
Segueing to number 2.
Number 2, it's okay to get help. We have a lot of student services, services for faculty and staff here at Seminole State College of Florida. And there's there's usually a little bit of hesitancy, like, oh, I don't want to, or maybe you're like all good and you're like, oh, I don't need any of that. But maybe you know somebody who does. And we're asking you to put on your cape, right? We're asking you to fly in and help somebody, or at least know where those resources are. So in case you hear about it, you can go, oh, I know where those are. So I think we have those back on the screen. Mm-hmm. And so this is on the college website.
Now, when the storm was going on and we had, and anytime there's an event at the college, like some closures or alerts, there is like a heading on the main college website that says alerts, and you click on that and you get to a page. Now that's gone now because this event and the main part of it has passed us. The college is back open. But if you search alert, like Seminole State Alert on our website, on the college website, you can get back to some links to different agencies and departments that can help you and provide different types of assistance. Now, there's some things that aren't on here. Like we actually have the Holistic Student Services, which I wonder if the screen share is going to let me. Yeah, like we have also Holistic Student Services. So we're talking about help that's like not academic, because once again, you're a whole person as a student. If your basic needs aren't getting met, like your comfort, safety, mental health, those types of things that might falter in a situation that's very stressful, like you can't really carry the academic piece as much as well. So we're talking right now about services that meet your other needs besides academic. Now we also have academic help resources, and I'm going to go ahead and like say, hey, are you talking to a librarian? Like
you have 2 librarians right here in front of you talking to you. Hello.
Ask the librarian. So here we go. Oh, and it's under advising and counseling. Perfect, because that's going to help you meet those mental health needs. Maybe you just need to talk to someone about it. That's like a professional for a minute because you're feeling overwhelmed. That's where you're going to find resources like this.
Yeah. And again, it's okay to ask for help. We're here to help. You know, when you're in college, you make a leap. You make a leap out of high school and, you're evolving, and we're here to help. We have experience. We all went to higher education. We all have Nicole and I both have at least master's degrees. And so we've had this learning journey. We've gotten our associates, our bachelor's degree. We've continued, and we can point you in the right direction. So number 2, it's okay to get help. All right. And so as we go on to number 3, what do we have for number 3? Drum roll, please. Change your unprepared ways.
When we were getting prepared for this, change your ways was like sticking in my mind. And then Jason was like, it's like, be prepared, like be prepared. And I'm like, okay, let's merge them together. Change your unprepared ways. So we're talking about, like, this is the time, like if you've realized, okay, the school's been closed, you have maybe you have like the power's out, all these things, a stressful situation. If you've realized that you don't have a like a storehouse of extra time or energy, like you haven't created yourself kind of like a bubble of to help absorb the stress, or to help, you don't have the extra time because you were already doing everything last minute, let's say, like that's your style. And I will attest, like that was my style when I was in school. It was, I'm not advocating for it,
Right.
but I know what it's like. But if you've realized, oh, like I've over leveraged my time, but where now if like something happens like this, I have nothing extra, no wiggle room. It's like, now is the time to strategize and be like, how can I adjust my life and my ways to be more prepared for the next thing that comes up?
Right, Nicole, and we're, thank you for sharing too, by the way. And we all make mistakes. We're human beings. So, I wasn't always on point. There, I've said it. Okay. Back in my day, when I used to go to college, there was just dirt on the ground, and I threw it in the air, and that was my final exam. That was my lunch. But you're going to the wrong class. You're looking around. You're on the wrong campus. You're looking at your wrong schedule. It's the wrong day. I mean, like, we're human beings. And then that gets escalated when there's a storm coming in, or when, there's a something, campus safety issue, or there's something. I mean, we always have to be prepared and change your unprepared ways. So as you're approaching, once again, we're bringing it back to college, we're bringing it back to classes. Think about your busy schedule. You're looking at maybe signing up for classes now in the spring. When am I going to take those classes? When's my part-time job? When's my full-time job? I'm caring for a family member. That's on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So keep all of this in mind, and that'll help you get more prepared, and that'll help escalate your time management. You'll improve on that, and you'll start to get into more of a pattern, a routine, and you'll know kind of, oh, I have to. It's kind of like Neo in the Matrix, when he's just kind of, I'm in, and that's where you have to get to, and we're still not there, and we're getting there. But knowing where the resources are, knowing that you can ask for help, and knowing that we want to help you, but we're here to help you, please take advantage of that. And so when we're saying change your unprepared ways, maybe put a little more of a thinking cap onto it. Okay, hurricane's coming. Where do I go? Do I have enough fuel in the car? What about food in the pantry? Speaking of that sounds a little bit like research, right? It's always research, right? Mm-hmm. Where do I go? Where can I go? Hey, there's a bunch of roads that are blocked. Where's another direction? This is all research. And again, we're librarians trying to come at it from a different angle today.
Yes, and I think it's this is a good time, bouncing off of one of the things you just said. Look, 24/7, you can access librarians at this URL right here, sem.state/lib-chat. So if you go to the library homepage, which I don't know, let me see, I can pull it up.
Pull it up.
See if you got it. We have the library chat like right there on the page. Okay, so I'm going to click on that. All right, it's always right here. Look, this is the time, like we always are telling people, use the library, it'll save you time. Talk about changing your ways. A lot of students don't use the library as much as they want. You can chat with us every day if you want. You can ask us to help you with every single assignment. Like,
right. Or where's this? Or where do I get a parking pass? Or hey, who's my advisor? Or, where's the food on campus? When are the hours of, where do I get my meals? All of this stuff. Ask us. Yeah. Right? But this is all part of what we're talking about today, is being prepared. And we're in that sort of sweet spot of the term, right? We're just getting almost to the midway point. And then we have this, crazy time off now. And hopefully everybody's safe and well following the hurricane. But some aren't. Some are without power, and some are there's flooding and stuff. But again, how does that go back to you? Where's your health? Where's your well-being? Oh, but what about those 4 classes I'm taking and I already paid for? And if I drop now, then I'm going to... No. We don't want to be thinking like that. So how do we get the resources we need? And by the way, talk to your professors, have conversation with your professors, email them through Canvas, and just send a note. Hey, if you're struggling, if something's off, if there's a problem, have the correspondence. They are human beings too. Human beings too. Right? And that, I
Yeah.
think that's a major point too, because no matter how old you are, or where you're in your learning journey, we're all humans here. Whoever's grading the papers, whoever's taking the quizzes, whoever's cleaning up around the campus, whoever's monitoring all the security and everything, we're all humans. We're all here to help. So let's keep that in mind. All right. So that's number 3. Change your unprepared ways.
Okay, and this is the part where I do the little mom finger shake at everybody. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of that. Look, I know.
I don't want to get shook. Get me out of the way.
Maybe every week on Thursday you go meet with your friends. Like, I don't know what the kids do these days, but okay, like you might have something you do every week or used to doing. Get your nails done. Okay. The nails are growing out and you want to get them refilled, but like you might have to just cancel that to once again gain the time to get one over on this setback that you experienced with the college being closed, whatever else you're dealing with. Okay, cancel your plans. Maybe not all of them, but like you're gonna have to be a little bit like you can't be too selfish at this time. And this kind of relates back to something's got to give, but I think I wanted to like put it plain, like cancel your plans. You can tell someone no. Okay, I can't do that this week. I just can't. I have to get this stuff done because I don't want to get a C in this class for the semester and ruin my GPA if I have a scholarship or whatever else. Okay, like so.
Great point, because the stakes still remain high, and again, if you're think about the context you just put it in. If you're in SGA, the Student Government Association, and this week happened and you're not able to do your assignments or something happens and they can't get a hold of the professor and this all went by and you go, oh, I can't stand it anymore, it's so horrible, and then your GPA just starts to drop and drop and drop and drop. We don't want that to happen, and we're trying to jump in here now to throw you a lifeline and to throw you what else can we throw?
Something's got to give.
Something's got to give. You got to.
So is it going to be?
This.
Yeah, like it probably should be your plan. Right,
be flexible. I usually tell students, when you get to college and you're taking a full course load, right? Your social life is just bye-bye. I can't even wave. It's just like bye-bye. Because you're so, again, if you're taking 4 courses, that's a pretty heavy amount of courses at the first year level, second year level. Maybe you're taking a bachelor's program here at Seminole State. Okay, great. Maybe you're in the nursing program. No days off, right? You were in it. And think about that. If you become a nurse and you're doing 12 on, 12 off, that's a crazy schedule too. We're always getting prepared for the next schedule. And again, Nicole and I, we are employees of the college, but we had to rearrange all of our meetings. We had to rearrange all of our night brary and lunch brary, our specialty programming that we do here for student engagement. So it's not to say boo-hoo by any stretch, but you do have to be flexible and you do have to be accommodating to what's coming up around the bend, because we don't know. You can't see it. So you have to be prepared. And if you're not prepared, you're not setting yourself up for success as you continue to grow and evolve, right?
Because we're talking, basically in the context of this most recent example of something that happened that threw everyone off base. But like, it'll be something else, in a year or a month or whatever, like throughout your life. So I think it's funny whenever I hear students say like about certain things in college, like, oh, I'm never going to use this after college. It's like everything you do here every day, some part of it molds you and shapes you, and you will use it later. You might not literally use it. Like you might not literally doing algebra problems in your cubicle at work, but learning algebra will prepare you. It's literally a brain exercise. Anyway, it's all for good. Okay. So Let's get on to, speaking of it's all for good.
Growth mentality. Yeah. And so what we're doing here is we're trying to reflect, right, friends, on these life lessons. And so for many of you, this may have been your first hurricane ever. Again, back in my day, we used to breathe hurricanes for lunch. I don't know. But I grew up on the east coast of Florida, and we had a lot of hurricanes during my time. So for me, it's not to say, oh, I'm clearly I'm mortal. I'm not going to just run out into the eye of a storm. But I'm used to those hurricanes at this point. I'm used to the aftermath. I'm used to the effects. Now, again, thankfully, nothing terrible happened to me or my family or my house or anything, but you never know. And so you have to be prepared, and you have to keep your eye on the prize at the finish line, especially when you're taking Gabby in the chat's taking 4 courses. That's 4 courses that you have committed to. You have signed up. You're taking the money out of your pocketbook and putting that into the classes, and you want the return of investment. So you're not going to bail. That's not happening. You're not going to quit. but we need to be flexible. We need to figure out how to do this. JC's taken 3 and took a
After
break.
a year
Okay?
break.
For
So
sure.
yeah, that's like jumping back into it.
And JC, no lie, I took a break for about 70 years and came back. Okay. I took the scenic route
He's
back.
not exaggerating.
No, it was a really long time. I was a mummy. I was a sarcophagus for a really long time, and now I'm back to life.
Okay, and speaking on the growth mentality, so no matter, okay, so we all have a journey amidst this experience, whatever it means to us and our families for what's been going on with Hurricane Ian and the aftermath. So whatever happens during this period, don't think of it like, oh, like I just realized that I have unprepared ways. I'm such a loser, and just like throw in the towel. No, this is the time. Okay, what can I learn from this experience? How can I leverage it to be better prepared in the future? Like, remember, like, don't take it as a hit. Like, if something bad happens, I can't survive. I can't, figure it out. Yes, you can.
Right.
Learn from what you've gone through in this experience, adopt that growth mentality. It's all helping propel you forward, like
that's it.
Take the good and the bad and like wield it for going forward.
Sure. And it's the same thing on, maybe you get poor marks on a paper that you thought was really going to succeed and be super high. Well, hey, look at the feedback, have a conversation with your professor. Yeah. Hey, professor, what is this? I worked on this research paper. I met with a librarian. I did all this and I get a B or a C or worse. What's up? What's the deal? How do we jump back in? How do you negotiate it? That's the growth mentality. What do I need to fix? We're so much in these societies these days, whereas you. It's not really me. And what we're saying is maybe it is me. You're right, professor, on that paper, and I should change that. That's growth. Okay, great. I'm listening to you, right? And so when we're getting back into this, hey, a hurricane's coming. I should probably get gas in the car and get some food in the pantry and maybe make a plan, maybe make a little kit bag, have something to go on. Or you're just going to ride it out, then there might be some negative consequences with that. Same thing, back to the class. Oh, I'm not going to do anything about that feedback. Oh, I'm just going to ride out this class. Okay. That might not be so successful in your GPA and in your grades, right? Does that make sense, JC and Gabby? And we have a third watcher, an anonymous third watcher. Anonymous third watcher.
It's okay. You're allowed to be anonymous.
It's cool.
What was I? Oh,
but yeah.
Jason,
right.
Speaking of what you're saying, okay, there's a saying, and I always tell my kids this: you play how you practice. Like, Jason's basically saying, like, don't just adopt that mentality of like blah, 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 like whatever, blowing it off. Like, grow, build, like be proactive in every situation, because like like in the future in your job, like you're going to want to do that. Practice it now. Like if I am like practicing, I don't know the basketball mentality.
I think you're doing, that looks right.
If I don't know how to do a free throw,
just keep going.
If I don't practice it like 1,000 times a day, like, is it going to get better? No. Or like, if I have the wrong form each time when I go to a game, I'm not going to have the right form, right? I have to practice in the perfect form every time. Okay. So yes, practice.
Right. And in that basketball analogy, again, if we want to get to the end game, which I think is going to be a job as a professional, right? That's what Nicole's saying. So maybe it isn't the free throw, but maybe in your world, maybe you're a computer programmer, maybe you're in construction, maybe, you're an artist, whatever that program is. Don't you want to like continue like honing your craft? Don't you want to learn more? And so when you get negative feedback, I'm equating that to, oh yeah, the hurricane's coming. Blah, 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 blah. It's all the same thing. I'm like, oh, that's not going to affect me. Because why? I love me. I'm so good. I'm the best. It's like, wait a minute. Let's try to make those adjustments, because as you see on the screen with the growth mentality, I think that's what an employer is going to want to look for. I think they're going to want somebody who has that mindset of like, oh, I am flexible. I can adapt. I can improvise. And also, my friends, maybe we need a banner. Let me put it in the chat here, because
Jason's preparing a banner.
Yeah, no, it's just going
furiously typing.
I know, because this is exactly what we're talking about too. We're talking about critical thinking. And so that's really what it is. Can you think critically? Can you look at this kind of like a puzzle, and can you work this out? Because that's what we're trying to do here at Seminole State College. We want to make sure you can take an assignment at the beginning of the term, and at the end of the term, you show us what you learned. Then you get the A, then you move on to the next class, then you move on to the next grade, and you just keep going. But Nicole and I are always doing research. We have to read tomorrow for a librarians meeting. We're always reading.
We
We
have an
always have to do this.
assignment.
We have an
Speaking of
assignment.
procrastinating, I haven't done it yet. See, okay.
Uh-oh, real talk, real
Lifelong
talk,
learner.
real talk.
But listen, I do want to take a second before we wrap it up here. I want to take a second too to this week I had a student come in. They were in crusty, mudded up pants, dried up mud pants. Midterms next week. Their house is still flooded. They dragged themselves with their crusty mud pants into the library. They still hadn't gotten their textbook because FedEx didn't deliver it. And then the bookstore was like, it's not our fault. So they were trying to get a copy from the reserves to study so they could still get a good grade on the midterm. And like, this is his last semester. So he was like, it didn't matter like what was happening. Like he was just going to, and that is a testament to that fortitude. And I think that's what we're kind of like trying to like cheer you on for today. Have that fortitude. So pat yourselves on the back if you've done anything. Maybe you didn't drag yourself in mudded pants up in the library, but you did something this week, pulled yourself up, and maybe you're still doing it. So, also congratulate yourself,
Yeah, and if you
celebrate the wins.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And then, hardships, this is all part of the process. It's the same of going back to research. Research is going to get a little clunky. We can take one quick look at the library databases just so we know exactly where they are. But when you're doing your searches, and in the chat there, let us know, do you have a topic? Are you searching for something in particular today, or tell us what brought you here? Are you just looking for that?
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to run
credit?
right now. Yeah. Gabby, JC, if
just let us know. And
if you need something right now, we're here. I got
that's it. We're ready to go. And that's kind of the overall point. There was a few, what's the terminology? If you see something, say something. That became a big thing sort of as more crime was happening. It's kind of the same thing here. If you need something, say something. Like if you need help, or if your car is broken and you have to go to childcare and you have to do that, let us know. And let your professors know, because we want to help you succeed. We're not here to be like, you fail. I had such. How was work today, honey? I failed 45 kids in classes. It was so good. Who says or does that? Nobody thinks that at all. But I think there's a weird stereotype there where they're like, oh, the professor was unapproachable, or I couldn't talk to them, or I was too shy, and just have the conversations. All right, so JC, we got first year experience credit. Oh, and I have a paper for psychology coming up. Okay, fantastic. So we're probably going to do a little research on that, and I'm assuming you already have your topic. If not,
do you have Radar Connect up? Do you have the attendance link?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can get both of them in.
I procrastinated and did not pull
That's
it up.
fine, because JC and Gabby, they're awesome. They RSVP'd, so we can connect them.
Oh, easy peasy.
Yeah, easy peasy. But whoever the third anonymous is, we need to make sure we know who you are.
If you need credit, third anonymous, please. Oh, here, wait, we got an email. You can email us, chat. I mean, Google Seminole State Library, and there's a million ways to get in touch with us, but it's library at seminolestate.edu.
Mm-hmm. Yep, okay, so there's the email.
Email is old school, but that's how you talk. You want to talk to your elders through email. That's how we communicate. Okay?
We're the elders. Are we the elders here? Chat. Oh, you could text us. You could send us a text there.
Actually, I think the terminology is now ancestors.
Oh, okay.
Literally, we've been upgraded to ancestors. Wow. Okay.
Well, as you're, for your first year experience, I hope that course is going well. JC and Gabby, you're both in it. And full disclosure, that kind of thing didn't used to happen in the past. And what the whole course is that you're taking is exactly what we've been talking about here for 30 minutes. It's just in a longer stretch, right? I know some of this has been familiar. The growth mentality, the time management, making sure that, you're meeting people, that you're social, that you're learning and really getting the full slice of the college pie here at Seminole State, no matter which campus you're on, right?
Slice of the college pie.
Correct. And so that's kind of what you're trying to do. Yeah.
Library is a nice slice of the college pie. I like it.
That's a slogan.
I
Let's get
can't
that.
forget
Let's get
that.
that on a bumper sticker or something. But Gabby and JC, every Wednesday at the Seminole State College, the SLM campus, we have Nightbrary, and we also have Lunchbrary in the daytime. And all of the events for the library can be found at Raider Connect. And let's just drop that link in the chat. You already know it because you two both RSVP'd, and we thank you for that. That gave us a good heads up. But again, if you need the one more credit, because of course for first year experience you need to go to 2 events, the link is in the chat. So have we answered all of your questions? Have we done everything possible to get you in the positive spirit here? Just drop us a little
Academic bounce back.
yeah, academic bounce back. Academic bounce back. Oh, wait, are you going? I can jump back in. Oh. Okay, we're almost there. We're almost there.
We need the cringe alert rally because every time I do
yeah.
something cringe,
Yeah, where's cringe
I'm like,
alert?
I forgot to warn them I was going to do
was
something
pretty bad.
cringe.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Okay.
That was pretty bad. Maybe he popped up there a little bit. He's there.
Ooh.
There he is.
There's
a little
cringe.
rally.
He's
there he
cringing
is.
underneath that. Thank you. See you next time. Okay.
Okay,
All
thank
right.
you, my friends. Gabby, JC, next time you come to the library, say hi. Bye.
Right. Bye.